see it. As many times I say "thee I love," it don't matter. It don't matter. You say something wrong against somebody's team, and I'll take that. Have an opinion on it. They got an opinion on me. You can't win them all over, but it's funny. I got good relationships with all those people in those places there, and a lot of respect for them as well. A lot of respect for them.
And let me ask last question for sure this time. Which one of your top fives causes the biggest controversy? Top five. Give me 5 homecomings or give me 5 bands.
Bands by far. But homecomings is growing. And then if I really want to get them going, I talk about the best fan bases out there as well too, because I got some opinions on who the best fan bases are. And so I got some interesting topics we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about who's got the craziest fan base. I like the toughest road trips out there. I like the easiest road trips out there. Some of them are easier than others. So we like to mix it up. But those bands, I would say bands kind of launched, give me 5. What I saw and just going around the country and seeing it. And I was like, I just wanted to give credit to some of those bands I thought had highlight years. And it just took on its own thing. And now you got band of the year competitions for real, where they're giving out money and stuff like that. So I would say that. But homecomings are up there. Yeah. Everybody just keep telling me I'm biased. Everybody keeps telling me I'm biased. And my thing is, I'm not biased because I've seen all these homecomings, right? And if you've seen them all, and I'm willing to say that there's nothing bigger than Howard Homecoming. There's nothing bigger. I've seen some other good ones. Some other ones are cute. They're cute. G-Ho has a great name. Greatest homecoming on earth. Is it? No. It's not the greatest homecoming on earth, but it's got the best name. And
I'm getting around, Jay, and I did Southern and I did Prairie View. And if it gets any better than those two, Jay, if I go to Howard and it's better than those two, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Man, you ain't even seen the Sunny Boom, man.
Hey, go check out Howard for all the star power. Make sure you got your phone out because we're going to have all the star power that you want. I mean,
I'm going to let you know. I just got a text and say Diddy won't make this one next year.
I got to go now. Y'all getting low now, man. I got to go now. Man, oh man.
Hey,
all right. Rock, what's your school, Rock? At least Campbell's going to declare where he's from. What's your school, Rock?
Hey, Coach, I went to a small school in Texas. That's all I'm gonna divulge, Coach. We don't have a football team, basketball
team. HBCU guy, man. He ain't no HBCU guy, Coach.
Okay, I got you. Hey, Jay, watch yourself.
Jay, I got one thing though now, because my people from FAMU wanted me to know, could I call you by your government name, Jude Jacobia Walker, and how did you not go by that and you call yourself Jay? They want to know that, because they say, hey, tell Jude Jacobia that when he come down to Tallahassee, we're gonna have to talk to him.
You know what that tells me? That tells me that FAMU has finally made the full adjustment into being a SWAC school. Y'all had some class when you was in the MEAC. Now y'all SWAC, and y'all doing down and dirty like they do in the SWAC. What they call it, rough in the SWAC. But my son is Jewel. He likes Jewel. He goes by Jewel. I was JJ growing up, and then JJ became a little too silly, and I went from JJ to J in high school. Didn't really like Jewel, and so now didn't like it so much. I named my son.
Because you don't put it in the air.
Yeah,
you earned that name.
Rowan, yeah, I earned Skywalker. Yeah, I threw 6 touchdowns in my first game at Howard at home. So
we want to be part of your top 5 HBCU podcast. Put that in your pocket.
Man, you was there until Rock messed with me, then Campbell messed with the last 2 questions, man.
Hey, I'm gonna make it up to you, Jay. Somebody told me that you're a cigar guy, Jay. I am too. Make sure you text Coach Cole your list, and I'll get them to you, Coach. No doubt.
We're gonna do that. That Padron anniversary series coming your way.
10th anniversary or 20th?
64 anniversary. 26 is the best. 26 is the best, but
you said Padron. My bad. I thought you said Perdomo. You said Padron. No. Oh, okay.
Excuse me. I went to Howard. I went to Howard.
My bad, sir.
Yeah, I went to Howard. Talk about some Perdomo to a Howard guy.
Will it be straight cut or V cut, sir?
Depends on which one it is. Depends on if it's torpedo.
Gotcha, for sure. I look forward to meeting you someday, Jake.
Same here. We'll fire up a cigar together. JC did it for you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Hang in there, Rattler.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Take care. Wow. Okay, man.
Oh, that was awesome, Coach. That was absolute. Hold on, let me get y'all back on here. All right, got you, man. That was absolutely awesome, Coach.
Yeah,
that was incredible. Jay was a sensational guest.
Cameron, you pulled one, baby. You pulled one, baby. Look. You gained all your feathers back, baby.
Well, listen. I got, hey man, shout out to Beta Alpha Kappa Alpha down there. Those my girls, and one of my girls said, "That's my girl. I can make it happen." That's okay. They came through for me. So those are my girls. They took good care of us.
Does any of those ladies have a thick in their moniker?
Well, no. This one, she's a little troublemaker. Her moniker. She little troublemaker.
Oh, okay.
Little troublemaker. She knows who she is. So
that was good, man. And to get Coach Wilson in, man, and of course, Jay is the face of HBCU. Him and Tiffany. Matter of fact, we can't get no more bigger, coach. We don't got all the coaches. Now we don't got the black college journalists. Shit, I don't know what's next. So maybe presidents. Maybe we need to look at some presidents to see if they would come on and kind of talk about black college football. I mean, black colleges, period.
Hey, we got to get some presidents hired at some places. So
I know we almost got like 20 positions.
Well, let me say this here. Campbell, can you give us an update on what's going on at FAMU? Because
yeah, I can. Well, I can, and I will say this. Hey, man, let me say this, how bad it is in Florida. The University of Florida was bringing in one of the top presidents in the nation from the University of Michigan. And because he had a DEI background, they voted him down. And this man has gotten Michigan as one of the top schools in the nation, one of the biggest fundraisers in the country. And because of the backwardness of DeSantis, they wouldn't even let this man be the president of Florida. So what do you think that's going to mean with Florida A&M University? So we have a person that is not qualified. We have a person that does not believe in the values of Florida A&M, and the Rattlers are going to strike, and they're going to make it very difficult and make it very well known.
Did that 750 get voted on?
Well, so what has happened is they voted on the range. Our foundation. So in the state of Florida, is very weird. The state only gives you $200,000 to the presidency. Everything else has to come from the school, a la fundraising.
Oh man!
Foundation. So our foundation is separate, and they're like, "Hey, we're not about to give nobody no $250,000 raise after our president has led us to be the 6-time #1 HBCU." You know what I mean? And you talking about giving you $200,000 more? So that's just insane. That is just
so
insane.
y'all,
they talking about paying her $750,000.
And what, Coach? Let me give you one better. And give her a lifetime job at our law school and be the highest paid professor, and she's never taught a class.
Wow.
Oh, but y'all have the purse strings on what her salary is going to be.
Well, that's going to be the fight. That's where the fight is going to be at. So I'm very proud of a lot of the alumni. I'm very proud of the students. And again, everybody, they're not acting ugly. They're not doing things that are disrespectful, but they're speaking their voice. So they're not going to be silent.
So is she hired or not?
Well, yes, technically she is. Well, technically when she meets through the board of governors who denied the University of Florida, she will be. So I think that's in the next week.
And the only thing she's guaranteed at this point is that $200,000 that the state is paying.
Technically, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Coach. Wow. Man, Coach, you know, man, looking back, man, since we've been doing this show, boy, I know we talk about Florida A&M, boy. Right now, I wouldn't be giving them a badge of honor, boy, because y'all been going through it, boy.
Well, Coach, let me tell you something. And this guy, Coach, you understand this, and Rock, I want you to understand this. Jake can understand this. Our HBCUs have been around for 100+ years. We've seen a whole lot worse from a whole lot better. So it's about being resilient. So we went through things before. You guys said, man, we went through segregation, and we made it through.
Don't we got some news, Rocky? Some really kind
of yeah, we got some
bad news.
Yeah. I actually closed that when we were talking, but I can bring it up, Coach. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's one of our beloved HBCUs. Well, I'll bring it. I'll bring the breaking news.
Hopefully, I'm praying that, this blow over or it's not true,
Well, but coach, at the same time as you say, you hope it blows over, coach, but you also want justice to prevail as well. Because
you hadn't heard about it, Bishop.
Well, go ahead and set it up, Rocky. You getting ready to set it up? Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me. I'm looking for.
Well, while you're doing that, Rocky, I guess I'll talk a little bit. So, once again,
okay.
we're having an issue where there is been some allegations against the Texas Southern athletic director.
Right.
And one of those things that, again, as we're in these situations now, and what you hope, and again, and I'm saying this on both sides, what you hope is not what you hear, as they say. You hope that's not what you hear, because we want to represent our universities. If you work for our university, we want you to represent them the best way. And so now this is an issue, but I think Texas Southern did make a very strong statement that they would do their due diligence and doing the research.
I'll play this right quick, guys.
Wow.
As soon as this ad finished playing.
Oh, it don't have.
No, the ad is not. There you go.
Gotta turn it up. You gotta turn it up.
Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear you. And Calvin, I'm gonna co-sign that. That don't put yourself in a position. My brother, that is the one thing I have learned, and I will tell people this. I have worked around a lot of women, a lot of young ladies, but always, no matter the situation, always put yourself in a respectful situation. Then you never have to worry about those things. So Calvin Liddell, I totally agree with you. Good, bad, or indifferent. And that's the one thing I prided myself on when I worked around women and young ladies and stuff like that. It's conducting myself.
Cameron, can you share that? Can you bring it up and share it?
Yeah, let's see.
You seem to get your audio played. Hold on, let me.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me share. Share. All right. Did that come up?
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
Athletic director is now facing allegations of sexual assault. Tony Busby's law firm sent a statement to KHOU 11 saying that a TSU staff member is accusing Kevin Granger of asking vulgar and graphic questions and touching her inappropriately. The statement also says the staff member reported the alleged assault to Houston police and the university's human resources department. KHOU 11 reached out to TSU, who sent us a statement reading in part, as of today, Texas Southern University is aware of allegations involving a senior member of our leadership team. The university does not comment, though, on pending litigation.
Wow. I hate that for my alma mater, boy. You don't like to stay in the news, you know what I'm saying? And like you said earlier, it's two sides to it. I'm pretty sure they'll get down to it. But I guess my question is so where does Kevin go? Does he's leave with pay? Do it have to go through all the way through the court situation, or do the what am I saying? When the judge make the decision whether it's going to court?
Well, this is what I say. The school has the privilege of looking at the evidence and making a personnel decision. They don't have to wait on a legal determination of whether or not an assault occurred. Because wouldn't you say, Mr. Campbell, that there are things that are alleged that even if it's not criminal, may be certainly inappropriate?
Absolutely. It's two things. You have an HR issue, which that's where it starts right off the rip. Then this young lady would then, if there is a criminal issue, that's when the police will look into it. But to the point where, and again, HR handbooks are much more broad. I mean, he could have called out her name, and that's enough for him to be fired. Or if he made her feel uncomfortable, using power dynamic, that can make him be fired. Now, the thing in which and I'm saying this because I don't want anybody to be assaulted. What I'm praying is that it's not a criminal action, that he did something that will cause a criminal sanction, because that means he's really invaded her space. That means he's really violated her, and we don't want that at all. So what I will say that, again, the disrespectful part, if that is, then you got to know better. And that's, so Coach, to answer your question, the first thing, probably she reported HR, and then they're going to be probably an investigation where if there is an action that is criminal, then that takes place too. So it's twofold.
And so what happens if it's just his word against her word? I guess those two is just the only two in the room.
Well, Coach, here's the situation. His word against hers always is going to lean on under what circumstances or situation did it occur, right?
Was the door locked and all that?
Yeah,
kind of stuff?
yeah. Like that's going to factor into, because you gotta, you guys have been managers and CEOs. You guys always understand that you guys have to be in cover your ass mode all the time.
I call it three. You got three people in there in any meeting. You know what I mean? Call three. You got to have three people in there. You got to be, and make sure if you meet with a female that you have somebody in there. Like Cameron was saying earlier, you got to be real careful about that. Real careful about that.
Now, in these situations, I'm just gonna say this, and this is merely speculation. What usually, in my opinion, determines the outcome of these situations from an HR standpoint is what was the nature of their relationship outside of work. Like that's gonna determine Mr. Granger's fate on the job. You know what I mean? Is what was it, did they have a relationship off work? And if they did, what was it? And a lot of times those relationships are going to be considered inappropriate, wouldn't you say, Mr. Campbell?
Absolutely, because it's a power dynamic. And again, in most HR handbooks, if she's any line in that chain, that's going to be no. You can't do that.
And he's married.
Oh, well, see, that's a whole nother headache. And I'm literally.
Yeah.
So see, again, this is what's disappointing. We know the mission of what we're supposed to do at the university, and anybody, but you got to understand when you're sitting in that seat, and that is a very prominent seat, Coach. Athletic director, that's one of 12 in the SWAC. So that means, and I always think about this: if I'm one of 12, that means 100 people are watching me, good, bad, and different. So I'm never going to put myself in a position to fail because I'm one of the 12. I'm one of 100. I'm one of 10, and that's just me. Because, so to Coach's point, if there is something where you feel that is being miscommunicated, hey, like you said, let's get somebody else in here, because if there's a discussion, an argument, things like that. So that's just again, it's just disappointing. And again, I don't want to speculate.
She was a single woman, and then number two, of course, all this is allegations. We just reading what they said, that he asked her, was she recording him? And according to the documentation, she never said yes or no. She didn't say anything. So here's my question. Let's just say she was recording him. Is it permissible?
Well, that depends on Texas. Each state has a different law.
I'm not familiar with the law, but yeah. I know if she got a recording, it's admissible at HR.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll tell you this too, but here's my problem with that question. I'm never worried about you recording me because I ain't going to do nothing for you to be worried about it. It's going to be just like we have here. See, that's my thing about that. I'm not, what are you worried about being recorded? Because again, if you see right then and there, you shouldn't be doing anything. Hey man, record everything. Record it, show it to everybody. Because one thing, what you're never going to see is Steve Campbell said anything crazy. So I don't care about you recording it. So that makes me nervous about that. Before they even say, are you recording it? You know what I mean?
Now, Shonda, I agree with you. They can't fire him without a thorough investigation. But based on those findings, they definitely can make a decision. based on
And
those
Calvin,
findings.
that depends, Calvin. That's not true. That is a state by state thing, because I believe Georgia is just a one rule state.
It'll come down to whether he get paid. Let's just say,
Mr. Campbell, it also determines in Texas, as far as recording, it's where you're recording. Is there any expectation of privacy where you're doing the recording? You may not. You don't need permission in some common areas. But if there's an expectation of privacy, then you may need the other person's permission. Go ahead, Mr.
I was just saying that, let's say it's not true. It's not true. But it's almost back to school up against the wall. I'm saying he would have to have like some definite camera shit, like none of that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I think to be able to save it.
Now let's be fair to AD Granger, and I'm gonna say this: this is the same lawyer that filed this case. This woman has hired Tony Busby. This guy has filed cases all over the country against powerful men, alleging that they sexually assaulted women. Now, some of them we found to be substantiated, and in Deshaun Watson's case, those cases, a lot of those cases were settled. But in the most recent case regarding Jay-Z, it was found that case was an erroneous case. That was baseless and found not to be factual. So, I want to be fair to AD Granger in this situation. I'm not assuming that he did anything wrong, but anytime these allegations are filed against someone, if they're very serious, and when it's related to a job, on the job incident, it definitely puts his livelihood in jeopardy. And first and foremost, I would hope justice is served. But if in fact these things are not true, I hope somehow he can be made whole and his reputation can be restored in some way.
Yeah. This one of those you split down the middle. Of course, you don't want the lady that's doing these allegations. It's unfair if she was put in that situation. But then again, because when it came to me, it actually came to me at night. I got a call late night, about it. Of course, I'm a Texas Southern man, and I didn't know it. Then I got a call early in the morning, saying that it was true, about this person being escorted and having to be Granger. And me just talking about what I know about Kevin Granger is he just don't seem like that type of guy. I've been around him. He's always been kind of an off to himself type guy. And so this is also shocking to me as well.
Shonda, you're exactly right. That's why when I said the nature of their relationship is going to be put in question in this situation. And even if a sexual assault didn't occur, say a sexual assault didn't occur, but an inappropriate contact or inappropriate relationship occurred, he still could be fired if in fact he didn't commit a crime. That's the unfortunate situation here, is that he still can lose his job even if there was no crime taking place. Now, you guys may be able to speak to this. If it is determined that something inappropriate did occur, does the school share any liability in making her whole?
Well, she's going to sue the school. But let me tell you something. As a person that works with lawyers every day, let me tell you what the lawyers say. We're going to sue everybody's name on the front door and everybody's name on the back door. And so we'll figure out who's going to pay. So that will start with the school, the president, his boss, all the way down to anybody they think. So that's just the way they do. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's the second wave.
Yeah.
If she win the case, the school's just gonna write her a check.
Yeah, and they have insurance for that actually. So
they probably just gonna write her a check.
Yeah.
What is Shonda saying? Is there any other forms of communication or exchange between them? And she's right. We don't know at this time of course, I'm getting information by the hour. So
my question is, I mean, I don't know if that helps him. If you find out that there's some type of relationship that they have that's consensual, I don't know that helps him in his
it doesn't. It
so
doesn't.
let me ask y'all this: if they settle out of court, what does that mean for Coach Granger?
Well, here's the thing.
Does he go back to work?
No, because I'm telling you, and my mother's worked for HR for 45 years. I'm gonna tell you right now, if there's some smoke, them folk now they will let him go in a heartbeat. Because if he's settled, because to Rocky's point, they're gonna do an investigation for that's separate for anything like that. And if anything in that manual that he did, like he called a baby, called her sugar, wasn't talking to her, I'm telling you, they can terminate him without blinking, and they will. Because they're not going to.
And they're just going and pay him off, and that way he can't come back and sue them because we paid your contract.
Well, but he might be in breach. That's what I'm saying, Coach. If he's in breach, they don't owe him anything. If he's in breach of that handbook and HR and all that is listed, trust me, very detailed. And they feel that he's done anything to breach that in that handbook, they don't have to pay him anything. They'll just cut him.
Yeah, JT said it ain't gonna save his job.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand something too, Coach, and you think about this too. When you're an athletic director, a teacher, you understand this. He is around women.
Yeah.
Women coaches, women athletes. If you can't have, and I'm just talking about from a PR standpoint, you can't have your athlete. Well, we think he's a creep. That's not going to work.
Right.
That's not good PR.
Right.
You can't recruit off that.
No, you can't. And would you want to send your daughter? You just wouldn't feel comfortable. And like I said, I know I wouldn't. Like I say, no.
Yeah, in these situations, man, I just hate it for everybody involved. I hate it for the young lady. You know what I mean? And I hate it for AD Granger in that if in fact he's not guilty of these things, I don't know that a man's reputation can come back from this, Coach. I've never personally had to deal with a character assassination of any type. But Coach, you can speak to this. You've never dealt with anything of this nature. But I think, to be fair to you, there have been things said about you that just weren't accurate and spread throughout HBCUs. How do you overcome that, Coach?
I'll be honest with you. Of course, I went through this and I fought it. And then what happened was it was over. It was over. The newspaper get a hold to it a year later because I moved to another position, and then boom, here come an article. And fortunately for me, things were called back and said it didn't happen. And when that happened, when the parties involved said that this didn't happen, then that really threw things back into my lap as far as, look, I ain't going nowhere. I've stood on my truths, and that's how it is. But it was a lot of things said, and a lot of allegations.
But Coach, can a man outrun the Google though?
No. That'll be there forever. It'll be there forever. And the thing about Mr. Granger, he was an HISD guy and he's a Texas Southern guy. Those are two positions he's held. With this out there, I don't know if he can settle, Coach Bishop. And everybody would go with that. I think he might have to fight this tooth and nail all the way to the end.
And Coach, it may be a situation where if they do let him go, he has to fight for his name and his reputation.
Yeah. I don't think he have a choice. I don't think he have a choice. And I tell you guys, and I'm truthful, that I just couldn't believe that he would be tied up in something like this.
Shonda says this: in Texas, recording conversations is generally legal under the one-party consent rule. this means that as long as at least one party to the conversation consents to being recorded, it's lawful to record.
Yeah, and that's most southern states.
and admissible in court, the more important deal.
And that's the only thing that hadn't came out. He supposedly allegations. He's supposed to ask him, was he being recorded? And I guess he's feeling on her or trying to see or not. But here's the kicker. She never answered yes or no. Or at least he never said, she said no, to be able to throw it out, And if she did, and they got that recording with some of these things that were said, man, that's not good.
Well, Coach, you got to understand something. If somebody recording, see, this goes back like I tell people. Whenever you see somebody do something, 9 out of 10 times, that's not the first time they did it. And I'm not saying him. I'm just talking about in just general, right? So if I see somebody smoking weed, that's probably not the first time they smoke weed. That's the first time I saw them. So she probably said in her mind, whatever this behavior was that she was not agreeable to, she said, I'm going to record the sucker next time I walk in this room. And that's probably what it was. So it was a build-up. It wasn't at one time, because you don't think of one time and say, I'm going to record you, because you don't know anything's going to happen. Yeah. So this is usually a behavior that's probably going on. And like I said, again, speculating that's going on.
Coach, you said something. In all of it, you said something. This wasn't just the first time. It didn't sound like this was the first time. Door locked. Are you recording me? I can help you. Wow. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's not the first thing. If I meet somebody, and again, I meet with a lot of beautiful, and I'm saying that just to people see, I sponsor a lot of beautiful young. I don't sit back and say, hey, you got a recording on me? Because I ain't about to say nothing crazy. So I'm not worried about it again. That's why I'm saying it again. When I hear that, it kind of triggers me, because these are things that I think about all the time when I go into me. And I am in meetings. I don't have 3 people in, because sometimes I just only have to meet with one person, and I can't go find a third person. But as long as I'm on my behavior and I know what it is, and again, my reputation precedes me, and people know, if somebody will say something about me, trust me, 99.9% of people say, Steve Campbell did not do that. I can guarantee you that. That's facts, because I'm not.
Yeah. Hey, but them 12 jury who don't know you, it's going to have to listen to them facts.
I got it.
Hey, look, and I hope nobody else shows up. I hope no other females show up.
And then now, see, that's the thing with this being the situation, and with it being a money grab, because she did sue in civil court. What do you do? If more people begin to show up against AD Granger, I hope that's not the case. But historically, Tony Busby is a guy that goes after his targets ferociously.
Yeah.
Ferociously.
Yeah. I mean,
what did he say? Thick 36 has on a body wire.
And I will say that's because she wants to remember the experience. So ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Record it, because ain't nothing gonna be illegal.
Now, somebody saying that she has more. That's just the meat and potatoes of it. That she has some more to go along with that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Cole, I hope your AD man is.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, I want, before we get off, I do want to ask you a question, and this is kind of shifting the mood a little bit. There was okay, I'm gonna lighten the mood a little bit, okay? Because as a coach, and I want to shift something. My AD did something, and I saw this. Give me a second, and I want to play this. I want you to tell me how you would feel if you were a coach and you heard this, okay? Give me a second. Because Coach, you're aware that we're going to be playing Mississippi Valley in Atlanta, right?
Right. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, because it didn't work out last time when they played them at Bragg.
Well, you know what? So hold on. I want to play this. I should. Where did I see that at?
Now, Coach, you lost to Tuskegee the year you won the championship, SWAC championship, Coach.
Yep.
Did that put pressure on you, Coach?
Put pressure on me. We were 8-2 at the time. So Tuskegee is a traditional winning program. And I knew that going in. And you know, it was just a loss. It was just a loss.
So, Coach, I'm gonna play this video, and I want you to tell me, if you were the coach of Mississippi Valley, how would you feel about this? Okay?
Yeah.
This is my AD Suggs. I found this because people were in such an uproar after this.
Schedule. We saw some people that have something that belonged to us. It's called a win. The good devils of Mississippi Valley. Well, guess what? They decided that they were coming to FAMU, Georgia, also known as Atlanta. And so on October 4th, we won't be in It'll Been a Mississippi, hot off the press. We will play Mississippi Valley State University in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. It's their home game. It was their choice. We were set to go out to It'll Been a, I don't know where we were going to stay, but Jackson, I guess. We were going to bring some people because we travel well. But as I told the guys on yesterday, I had to tip out of one of the sessions to hop on that call. And as I told them, I said, it's their game, but it's our stick. Now, y'all coming to our home. When y'all roll up in Mercedes-Benz, that's our house. And so...
So, Coach, now, if you my friend, and you Coach Buckley, and everybody's, what would you think when you saw that, Coach?
Well, 9 times out of 10, I've been on the other side. Being the one that's gonna hand it to him. But woo, Coach.
That was strong, wasn't it, Coach?
That was strong, Coach. That was strong. That was strong.
Now, shouldn't y'all tiptoe into Atlanta, considering what happened last time y'all played?
Absolutely.
Those Delta Devils?
Hey, absolutely not.
Listen, man. Listen. A broke clock is right twice a day. So they got they won, and I tell people this all the time. Hey, man, sometimes God works in mysterious ways. I think we're in a much better position coaching wise. So I think we'll be ready to go. And again, I just thought that was fascinating because people would just lose their mind that she would say that. What did she say?
Can I say this though, Rocky? And you know this, Cowboy. That's SWAC. That's black college football.
Thank you, Coach.
Selling tickets.
Then
Coach. We all gonna go out and have a drink afterwards and laugh and joke. But that's SWAC. That's old school black college football, right?
Wait a minute, hold on. And no, fam, you ain't never lost a vet. Now, when he played at Prairie View, no, don't say Willie ain't no, sir. So don't be running with that false information. FAMU's only lost the Valley one time in our history, and that's been that last year. So no, Willie, I don't know what he did at Prairie View. We talking about FAMU.
But that's black college football, Coach. That's what you do. You talk smack.
And thank you.
And definitely I'm gonna use it if I'm Coach Buckley. As a motivating tool, and if I'm Coach Cozy, I'm using it as a motivating tool.
Hey, what's the business decision here, Campbell?
Well, I'm okay. So I'm gonna say like ID. This is Valley's home game, and I'm pretty sure. And again, that's not gonna be a well-traveled game. And Valley knows that. I went to me and Scotty actually last time we played it. Well, maybe not. The year after that. No, we went back again. But again, they looked at it, and the promoter probably said, "Hey, listen, you guys are going to get about 1,000 people at that game, 2,000 max, right? We're going to pay you to come to Atlanta." They know
playing them at, Coach.
Huh?
Where they playing it?
They're playing in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is amazing to me.
Oh no, Coach, y'all ain't gonna. No, y'all should have played them in Clark Stadium.
Well, listen, we like as my AD said, it's not our game. So the promoter
or Georgia State Stadium.
Well, they might, but see, Coach, they might have been booked, so that might have something to do with it during that time.
Yeah, Coach, they only need to open up one side. Ain't nobody coming to that game.
Well,
but it may be another game. Georgia State got a football team too.
Georgia State, all of them got games probably. So that's probably why they're having it in the dome.
Oh, so you can watch 2 games for one price?
No, no, Coach. Oh, you say that we should have a doubleheader in the stadium?
Yeah, Coach, ain't nobody coming to see no Valley.
Well, hey, listen, Valley made a business decision, and I'm not mad at the business decision.
And they put it in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
And guess what? It'll be 30,000 Rattlers there, and it'll be 500 people from Valley. That's what'll happen.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question, Coach. It ain't gonna be well attended.
Hey. And if Cozy fumbled that one, then what?
Well, that's not going.
He won't make it back to Tallahassee.
What we're not gonna do is talk. No, listen, Coach Cozy. Listen, listen. He understands them just like with Will. He understands what it is. He know the mission. So he set up. He got them boys ready to go. So we ain't worried about that.
Hey, if T-Buck pulled the rug out from under him, Coach, what's gonna happen?
Man, Coach Cozy know better than that, man. He too good of a coach. Shit, that ain't even nothing we should talk about. You know.
No, Edwin, they're getting paid. The promoters paying Valley to move the game. Valley just not moving. Valley didn't move the game. A promoter are paying them, so they're getting paid to move the game.
So do y'all get anything for it?
No, we just probably get our expenses to travel because it's not a classic. It's just a home game that's just being moved. That's Valley's game. So we'll probably get our expenses paid.
And that's a net positive for y'all.
Well, yeah, because what it is, you get to energize your fan base. That's in Atlanta, which is our second biggest market.
Y'all get to host some parties though.
Oh man, they already got that. See, that's the problem with these jokes. They already got them. They already got the places booked. They already got the party lined up booked, man. And then the crazy thing about it, Rocky, we play Central, I think, before that, and I think Homecoming is right after that.
Well, let me say this. I can't give Coach Buckley the benefit of the doubt because Mississippi Valley been losing for 80 years. And I don't see any different this year, at least for this year. You know, we had his offensive coordinator on the show. I liked him. He has a lot of great ideals. You know, I think his offense is going to take a couple years to get going. So I just don't see it. I don't see the people even more interested into that game for them coming. I hate to say it, but that's just how I see it. I could be wrong. What would be a good number, Campbell or Rocky, to attend that game? I'm thinking in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
See, this is my personal thing. And I don't know how the promoter there's two parts of it. I don't know how the promoter's gonna make money. I just don't. That Benz is very expensive. So I don't know how they're going to make money. Now Valley's going to make money because you got to cut them a check for them to come. And I'm pretty sure their AD and coach said, you know what, we will move our game because they know what the number is. So just say,
well, this is what I think. So who owns the stadium? Does the city own it or does the Falcons own it?
No, the Falcons. Arthur Blank owns that stadium.
So Blank may be cutting them a sweet deal because it's HBCUs.
Well, let me tell you about that. Okay, so let me explain to you guys.
Because he doesn't have because you got to realize he doesn't have an NFL game that week.
I understand that, but let me tell you what the problem is. It's not there's two parts of the cost. I charge you a rental fee, but there's a fee just to run the dome. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See, that's where the problem comes in at. So I might not charge you $1 million, but it might cost me $1 million just to cut the dome on. Yeah, and I'm not about to take no $1 million hit.
Concession stand, police officers.
See, that's what people don't understand. That's what a lot of people don't understand. When people say, "Oh, why don't you go play here, there, and there?"
Well, let me ask a promoter. Let me ask you this, Campbell. So you promoted events. What's the promoter's break-even number?
See, that's the thing. Well, I don't know enough because you guys understand. I'm pretty sure they're going to be playing for radio and TV to advertise, right? They got to bring the schools there to travel. Hell, our band alone costs $150,000 to move it.
I'm talking about how many people you think the promoter needs in that stadium just to break even?
I'm pretty sure the number got to be about between 25 to 30. At the Mercedes-Benz?
Well. Here's the deal, guys. When promoters throw games like that, they already getting sponsorship. All right,
Coach, he just pulled the game. Where you gonna get the sponsors from?
Well, to be able to help broadcast the game, they're gonna get sponsors for throwing the game.
The SWAC own the broadcasting rights.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying.
There ain't no promoter gonna come out and just use his straight cash and not have sponsorship around to help fray the cost.
Well, Coach, why do you think all these classics are not around? Because they do that and they don't make money. There's a reason why the Gateway Classic ain't here. That's the reason why the Circle City went away. I can go on and on the class that people had and they did not make money. Hey, look, why your boy shut down? If that was the case, your boy would have the Southern Heritage Classic just every year, no matter who was there. He can't do that because if they know people don't come, they're not making money.
Well, I think some of it here lately in the last 20 years is because they've taken pauses in all of them. I played in the Circle City Classic, off the chain. I played in the Southern Heritage Classic, off the chain. I played in the Tuskegee Classic, off the chain. Labor Day Classic has always just been even keel. Of course, y'all know we go to the Grambling Prairie View game, off the chain. When people start getting involved and everybody's hands start getting out, they lost the significance of the game. And like Al Walsh told us, it ain't about the two teams. It's about what was going on around the game. You know what I'm saying? In the sponsorship. So I think that's why I feel that way.
You think the city of Atlanta has some type of grant? They're paying.
Well, you got the sportsman council there, like in every
sports commission
in every state or every city, just about major city. So I think they will get a draw, but I just don't see them getting 30, Coach. I might see them getting. I'll be honest. Who Valley played before they? What game is it?
I don't know.
It's the fifth game. It's either the fourth or fifth game of the season.
They got to come in there with some wins. If they come in there 0-4, Coach, Valley come in there 0-4, you think all y'all folks gonna show up?
Well, I'm saying the FAMU people gonna come. It doesn't matter if we playing Valley. It's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the funny thing about it. For the FAMU people, it doesn't matter who we're playing.
Well, answer me this, Coach. You can answer me this. You think 35 gonna show up at Atlanta and only 10 showed up at the Orange Blossom City Classic?
Well, no, I didn't say 35 will show up. I said he needs 35. I think he needs 30 to make money.
Right,
I don't think they're going to get. I don't think they're going to get that many. I think all they're going to get now. The attendance? I think it'll be 20-some thousand, and that'll be 20,000 FAMU folks.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
They're not going to get 30. They would be amazing. But again, and I told everybody, and that's why I told the guys from Central, and I told the guys at Alabama State, y'all guys are not traveling like that. Y'all not going all the way down to Miami and putting people in there.
Build it up first. You know, you got to build those classics up. And
it's not a classic. They're not going to have it next year.
Wait. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, Adrian. Either please stay out of grown folks' business. Ain't gonna be no 5K in Atlanta. Now Southern might come and break 5K, but FAMU, no man, FAMU plays in Atlanta. There ain't gonna be no 5. Hell, I got 5,000 friends that's gonna come by myself. That's gonna be in Atlanta. It's 5,000 people in Atlanta that live here from FAMU alumni. So please sit this one out. And Southern win a game.
I'm with my man Edwin Moore. I think it's a lose-lose for Valley. I think if it's a Valley game, play them up in Jackson somewhere.
Well, see, Coach, that's what I'm trying to tell you, but you got to think they only moved that game. That's what I'm saying. I'm giving T-Buck and their AD credit. They looked at the number, and the number was like, move it. They're not going to move the game just to be moving it. So that number had to be a number.
I think for recruiting as well, it could be a big step.
I totally agree with that, Rocky. I think that is huge.
Yeah, I think we'll see, man.
I think of it. My issue with the game is you take away your competitive advantage as far as at Mississippi Valley. This is another, and I hate to say this, guys. Y'all may not view it this way, but I certainly do. But this is another money game. Yeah. You taking a game away from the parents of those kids who are attending Mississippi Valley, so that the school can make some money.
Then move it to Jackson, Mississippi, not Atlanta.
But see, guys, but listen to what I'm saying. You keep saying that it's not Valley did not move it. Somebody paid Valley to move it. If somebody paid them to move it to Jackson, like, and Coach, you know this, Valley has moved. I think, shoot, what was that? I mean, that might have been the spring season. Valley moved their game to Jackson to play Southern.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So to the audience, just to be straight what Coach Campbell was saying, they might have gave Valley $150,000 to move to come to Atlanta to play. That's what you're saying.
Right.
It's not a Mississippi Valley thing. It's the promoter came in and said, okay, we want to buy your game. What would you make at home?
Correct. Correct.
All right.
And let me
here's that money you would make it home. Now my one is, okay, when you come up there, do you make more or not? I don't know. That's probably in the contract.
Now next year, are y'all gonna sell it to the promoter?
Absolutely not. You know that's not happening.
Even if it's Valley, I wouldn't sell it.
I don't think. Well, let me tell you something. I can't speak for my AD. If she moves that game, that means she's gonna make a great business decision. So let me say that my AD, we don't do raffle tickets. So here's the thing: if she moves it, it's because FAMU is gonna come out in a plus.
Right.
So let me answer it that way.
Yeah, I don't see her moving no damn Mississippi Valley game out of Rattler Stadium. Shit. I don't even think nobody can buy y'all out of that game because y'all gonna fill it up and you probably gonna play them on homecoming again? Right. Well, we did, and we did play them on homecoming this year because it was a little bit later. But yeah, that you know how that goes. You know the list. You know how the list goes. Yeah. Let me see.
Hey, you know the Rattlers will put PV on homecoming, so it don't matter who they put on homecoming.
Listen, Grambling, we done Grambling too. So yeah, we don't care. But no, I just thought, Coach, as a when you saw that, when I saw that, and like I said, of course she was speaking to the NA, you know what I'm saying, doing what she does, speaking to the crowd. But I just thought it was funny because in the groups, and people are like, I can't believe AD's son said that. She disrespected Mississippi Valley. Man, y'all go somewhere with that foolishness.
Hey, man, I love that, Coach. Shit, I love that. And I came right back and doubled down on it.
Yeah, what she say? This is FAMU, Georgia.
Come on, man. We know it is.
Yeah. Shit, I would even went on and attack their culture. Like,
I know y'all had Howard.
No,
I know for a championship game, y'all ran laps around Howard. I don't even know if they was even there.
Listen, that's the only thing that I hate that we did not get in with Jay. That was the one thing that I wanted to understand. How are you playing a national championship game with the vice president there, and it's only you and her and the Howard people that's there? Come on, man. What's the problem? I wanted to know that, but with that being said, but I just think with Coach, Coach, let me say something, Coach, because you hit on something. This is what I think we are missing. You talked about this. And you spoke about this before, but tell these people what these coaches would do on these bus rides, like you say, on the road shows, about the trash talking, or even during the week of the games. Can you talk about maybe one time that you say, hey, my coach did this against that coach?
Man, I was on the bus. I had an opportunity to ride on a SWAC tour bus where we went from school to school. So I was with Marino Casson, Eddie Robinson, Gunslinger, W.C. Gordon, all the major coaches, and they sit up front and the players sit in the back. And man, it's just trash talking from A through Z, and they telling stories about the old man that he went to church, and every time the lady was standing up, the lady had her dress on and her butt cheeks was getting the dress. So he reached and pulled it out. She turned around and slapped him. And church kept on going, and she stood up again. He just took his finger and put it right back in there. That's how I ended up with two black eyes. Oh man, it's just the stories, man, about dumb football players and taking a test, and coaching it's trash talk, coach. And then afterwards, the coaches are still together, man. And that's what made people get involved with black college football, man. That's what it's about. That's that extra we got. We don't do like the PWI schools. We trash talk. We have fun, But at the end of the day, everybody is family, man. It's all family. It's all good.
But Coach, I will say one thing, Rock, and I'll let you get in this. But you just said, but this is the reason why we have to have continuity in the coaches. Because when you've been around a coach 2, 3, 4, 5, and you battle with it, and there's a level of respect, like you say, they're really friends. But then they can show their personality because, hey, and I'll just use TC and Coach. They don't know each other. So they're not going to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if I can joke with this guy. I don't know him like that. But if you battle a guy 8, 9, 10 years old on the road show, know his family, seeing his kids grow up, then you can start taking those jabs and things like that those coaches did because there was a continuity of coaches.
Yeah. I mean, Rocky brought it out about how we switched coaches in the last 20 years. And all of us know one thing. Continuity is you can't pay for that. You can't buy that. And that's one of the things that we've gotten away from when you're talking about coaching, 100 players. You need continuity. You need that opportunity to put your team together and work instead of every year you starting over, new philosophy, here come another coach, and you never get no continuity, Coach. And that's why look at these records. I mean, TC Taylor had a great record, but everybody else is 6 to 5 to underneath. You know what I mean? But we had 3, 4 winning teams every year. Out of 12.
Well, Coach, like I say, with the addition of Sam Shade and Tremaine Jackson, they went after quality coaches, Coach. And so we'll see how that turns out for them. Well, Coach, we hit 2 hours, Coach. Campbell, you got anything before we wrap this thing up?
No, man. Once again, I think great show. Shout out to Tiffany Green, my fellow rattler, to come in there. And, man, and I'm just going to say this. Her and Jay, we joke. And that's what I'm saying. We joke. But I'm so proud of what they do and what they bring. Like I said, they are for the culture. And they did do such a great job. And like I said, Coach, thank you for allowing the opportunity for Tiffany to come on, because I think that was great for Jay to have his, as they say, his running partner to give him his flowers. So I really appreciate that.
Right. Man, I mean, you talking about 2 of the faces of Black college football on our show. You talk about Doug Williams and Eddie Robinson and Trey Oliver and Chennis Berry. And, I think we've missed maybe 4 or 5 major coaches on our show. I don't think you can get it more better. I don't even think ESPN and these other have put out the products and the coaches that we've done on our show. We try to bring into your living room what these coaches think, what they go through, what their players think, what they go through. So I think it's really big. I can't say enough about Rocky and Coach Campbell about, sharing this dream and this reality with me on being able to broadcast and bring Black college sports and mostly football into your living room, man. I think it's a blessing. I think my Lord up top to always watch over me to make sure I had a sandwich and I was always able to feed my family. I want to thank you. Again, things are tough in this world. And I always say, if you feel yourself at the end of the road, tie a knot and hold on tight, because ain't nobody bad like you.
My name is Danny Wilson, and I won $500 on the lunch break with AJ Jones.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.